One of my first introductions into heavy metal was a Rob Zombie album, Hellbilly Deluxe. And when he started directing films, I was excited to see what he could come up with. And although I think he's very hit or miss, Devil's Rejects is definitely one of the most twisted, well-directed horror movies I've ever seen.
Dead, I am the one exterminating sun, slipping through the trees, strangling on the breeze.
Picking up a few years after the events of House of a Thousand Corpses, the movie follows the Firefly family, played by Bill Moseley, Sherry Moon Zombie, and Sid Haig, as they live life on the run from the law. Well, one sheriff in particular. And they pass the time by taking some hostages, finding refuge in a whorehouse run by a close friend, and just being the worst human beings on the face of the planet.
Please, mister, this is insane.
Boy, the next word that comes out of your mouth better be some brilliant fucking Mark Twain shit, because it's definitely getting chiseled on your tombstone.
While House of a Thousand Corpses was a campy, exploitation-style film, this one is significantly darker and grittier with... It looks like handheld cameras shot almost everything on screen. It had a very 70s Last House on the Left feel to it, and it's also notable for the focus being on the villains the entire time rather than the victims. You don't see many movies where the entire point of narration is told from the point of view of the antagonists, especially when it's a family of people.
Hey, you remember Happy Boy, yeah? Are you still an asshole?
The film has a lot to enjoy. Even if you didn't see the first film, you do not need to see House of a Thousand Corpses to enjoy this one. It's got an awesome southern rock soundtrack, gunfights, runaway trucks, ice cream,
Tutti fucking fruity.
and some cool cameos from Brian Posehn, that guy from The Hills Have Eyes, and the dad from Kenan and Kel.
You my brother, see? And I love you. All right, baby.
Yeah, that's him. He was also in Dawn of the Dead.
But I love my cocaine better.
The sets are subtle, but they're used very well. From the open desert landscape to the few dark rooms where torture scenes happen, and ironically the best used set is the motel where the killers hold themselves up. Although it did need a little bit of redecorating to get the full effect. I always thought it would have been funny if they'd left $100 on the dresser with a note that said, "Sorry about the mess, don't look behind the door." But the best thing about this movie are the characters. Whereas in House of a Thousand Corpses they were cartoonish, wacky outcasts, in this one they're a lot more realistic, deranged psychopaths. Otis somehow manages to outdo his wickedness from the last film with a series of murders capped on by a dead skin mask. Baby is significantly less annoying and pretty ruthless, rather than being a one-note ditzy killer. And then there's Captain Spaulding, who... Alright, it's kind of messed up that this is my favorite scene in the movie, but it is.
I'm gonna come back here and check on you and your mama. If you ain't got a reason why you hate clowns, I'm gonna kill your whole fucking family. All right, now get your fucking ass out the car. Come on. Yeah. Shit. Woo.
William Forsythe is awesome as Sheriff Wydell, and at first, you're totally with him. He's the brother of the man who was shot in the first zombie flick. He's driven by revenge to track down the Firefly clan and bring them to justice. But eventually, he's driven so crazy by his pursuit that he resorts to some pretty nasty methods. He even hires a pair of bounty hunters played by Danny Trejo and Diamond Dallas Page to go after them. Which, by the way, if there was ever a lost opportunity for spin-off that I wanted to see right now, DDP and Machete Bounty Hunters. Money. But a few torture scenes and murders later, you realize that he's not the good guy in this after all. In fact, nobody you focused on has been good. All the innocents die, all the evil characters are presented as the people who carry the film along. So, it's really up to you if you want to root for anybody or just go along with the ride.
You're not gonna kill us, are you?
Oh, killing sounds so permanent.
That's probably what a lot of people didn't like about this film, was that there was nobody to support without feeling like a total piece of crap. But the film's entertaining as hell, all the way through. The dialogue is great, especially compared to some of Zombie's other stuff. The effects are gruesome, but never too over the top, and the characters are really fun to watch, even when they're doing some truly despicable things. It's definitely my favorite Rob Zombie film, and unless you're the squeamish type, you might like it too. By the way, it doesn't hurt that I'm a huge Groucho Marx fan. When you have a whole movie with characters named after his roles, I appreciate it.
Fuck Groucho!
That's mean. Tiny? Thank you.